Hey everybody, thank you for joining me once again for another episode of the Tamara Collective, where dreams have no filter. So this is a little bit of a different setup for me for the moment. This is my temporary video setup. So if you kind of see me looking away, I'm just trying to get used to the angle of this camera that's on my phone that I'm not used to. Okay, I'm not used to the angle. But anyway, the message is this for this video. Do not allow challenging circumstances to make you feel as if you have nothing valuable to offer while you're going through the transformational fire. Because I talk about this all the time on this show. And what can happen is that often this can happen when you have made a decision and you've said, I'm embracing my magic, I'm embracing my power. I don't care how impractical it sounds. I don't care how nonsensical it can sound to my ego or even to other people. I know who I am. Your life can flip, or it can seem to flip, when in actuality what is happening is that the heat from that transformational process is simply moving and gathering all the operating components to meet you where you're at so that you can begin to experience the soul-fulfilled life that you were put here to experience. All right? So in this video, I want to focus on and just drill down, and to remind you that it is through the transformational fire that your throat chakra, allow it to be strengthened. This is not the time for you to not speak. This is not the time for you to not offer advice, okay? Sometimes the circumstances can feel so heavy where the ego can come in and say, well, who are you to offer advice? Who are you to have an opinion? Who are you to speak up, to say anything? Don't you see everything that's happening in your life right now? Challenging moments uncover the magical identity that has been covered up by programming, all right? And because who you have decided you are, who you say that I am, who you say that you are, does not need the old programming. So it takes transformational circumstances, transformational opportunities for that old programming to be released. Think of it like this, and I talked about this in a previous video, but think about heat and what heat does to the physical body. Think of, taking a hot bath, or think of sitting in a heat room or a sauna. That heat is releasing toxins. So you can view, this may sound dramatic, but you can view your old programming as toxins because you don't need that programming anymore. And what happens over time is that programming after programming after programming, and we don't need to even talk about where the programming comes from. We know what happens. Programming after programming, it builds up and builds up to where our true identity, it's not that it's not there. It's not that we're not powerful. It's not that we're not magical. We just forget. That's it. We just forget. And transformational processes bring us back home, allows that identity to be uncovered for us again. Our soul already knew that it was there. It just takes going through circumstances to get back to that. All right. So what I was saying earlier, I kind of got ahead of myself. But the ego will say, you have nothing valuable to offer because of your circumstance. And I will repeat that now is the time to allow your throat chakra to be at its prime. I will also say that when you're going through a transformational process, you learn to stand firm in who you are, and you stand firm in the I am and what's on the other side of I am. The valuable message that you get from your elevated guides, your elevated ancestors, elevated gods, goddesses, God, infinite intelligence, whatever you want to call it, the whole spirit squad, whatever message that you get, the valuable message is, first and foremost, it's always for you first. The next part of that is that message may not be only for you. It could very well be for someone else in that moment. But you may be feeling called or pulled to share that message with someone else. But your ego is saying, no, you have nothing valuable to offer because your life is messed up, because everything is messed up, because things are falling apart. No, you can't say anything. Silence the ego. Use your own throat chakra to silence the ego. Do not allow your circumstances to make you feel as if you have nothing valuable to offer. That message that you first receive for yourself, you could very well be called upon by the universe to be someone else's inspiration, to be someone else's source of inspiration, source of guidance, and source of medicine for someone else while you are going through your transformational fire, while you are going through your transformational process. So I wanted to drop that brief message with you and remind you that now, through this process, now is not the time to be silent. Now is not the time to allow your throat chakra to diminish. Allow your throat chakra to thrive, to perform at an optimal level. Okay? That's it for this video. All right? If you have any questions for me, leave them in the comments. And thank you again so much for subscribing. I always get excited when I get new subscribers, so I see the new subscribers coming in. Thank you so much for being here. And until next time, cheers.